outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Stevens setting up to throw it. That's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
10 at the 42-yard line.
Way forward to the 48. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Try and start this drive in the air. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
A gain of
1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline.
There is something to a game plan. We're trying to keep a defense honest. When the guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. This one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. keep it. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Play action. They'll throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Of the gun, they'll look to throw. 20. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. Deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Looking deep downfield. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okuda. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that. Oh, he tried to catch it, and the ball's loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Officially, they'll call that a 9-yard pickup there, and it leaves him in a good spot here. 2nd down and inches upcoming.
It's a gain of 9.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense trying to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case. It'll
be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
McCann's got it teed up. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step, because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stevens. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Here's Stevens to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jared Davis, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Now, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with the goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And they'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Throwing is Stevens. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
That's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Stevens. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Stevens. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Julian Okwara. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Operating from the gun, Stevens. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Side, it's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked out at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to air one out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
1st down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Well, still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
First down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. Galladay's got it. And the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Set to kick off.
McCann's got it teed up. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Going play action with Stevens. And he's going to down. He's backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That catch good for only a couple. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now left side on the swing pass.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. but what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it will still bring up a 4th down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Here comes the Lions punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
5-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, the good news, they got to stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question because we're not even going to talk about how do they win it, right? We want to see how they can kind of claw back and at least make themselves feel better about the game because this one is likely out of reach, but maybe one possession at a time. Try and play a little bit better and have some respect when you come out of the game.
A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. Now Stevens. He's going to let this one go deep. This is taken in. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give them 32 on the play. The shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10.
At the 40.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
That's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on 1st down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. He knew what he was doing, called another run. And that
this pass tipped and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. Defensively that time they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12. At the 29-yard.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And to give this time to the tailback. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure running. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Like how they started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. By the way, 3rd quarter now in Cincinnati as we take a look at the NFL scoreboard. The Dolphins have added on, and they seem to be pulling away in that one. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll buy some time right. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This is going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Complete. It's Owens. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. On first down, Stevens. This is caught at the end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It's a gain of 34.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
And we'll return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the quarter number 4. They'll come out in the pistol. Stevens now off the play fake. And will be intercepted. Complete read, and it's picked off. And they'll have the football but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Give him 30 yards there.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
And this is going to be intercepted. And we'll get there and pick it. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line. And that's when the return stops. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much. Because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
First down, Lions.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Back to throw. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that. Coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And to give this time to the tailback. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.